Well, hello, everyone. I wanted to pop in today to talk about a brand new tool that we have that I am so excited about because of the opportunity that it brings for a practitioner to show someone as opposed to telling them about thyroid and helping them understand better thyroid assessment, the benefit of doing thyroid assessment earlier. Also, how thyroid symptoms, as we know, especially if you are Googling, can look a lot like a lot of other symptoms. So how do we get in and start to, differentiate? So I'm going to share those with you. But because two is better than one, I also wanted to share with you that we have an updated sweetener guide that is updated to reflect some of the recent research, both on erythritol and then the study that looked at in healthy individuals. So erythritol was not in healthy individuals. The study that looked in healthy individuals at just 2 weeks of consumption of stevia, sucralose, saccharin, aspartame, et cetera, and the results there. And we also incorporated into that guide the 40 plus factors that impact blood sugar. And also we incorporated in there the sweet taste blood test. So I'm going to show you both of those because they are, both of these tools are just phenomenal for you to bring prospects in, to have this content available. And also to be ones for you to use with existing patients as a way to check back in with them or to answer their questions if they're kind of going down a rabbit's hole with considering different things. And that's all on the heels of, I hope that you were able to attend the Metabolic Health Lab session with Lara Zakaria. She's just such a wonderful resource, and being able to go through that particular tool, we are already hearing from practitioners how helpful that tool is in helping them to show their patients the value of different labs, which we do in the thyroid one as well. All right, so let me come over here. And you don't need to see that. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to pop over to is our thyroid guide. So how to optimize your thyroid with better nutrition. And this is about better nutrition and lifestyle overall. One of the things that we felt was really important at the start of this this document is to make sure that you have content that somebody can read through to understand thyroid dysfunction, how waiting for diagnosis or waiting is not better, and catching things as early as possible, and how basic labs, as we saw in our other guide, are often miss those early moments, and that how to do a complete screening and how important a complete screening is. So one of the things that we also wanted to explain is just how thyroid function works and the production of thyroid hormones, explaining T3, T4, and reverse T3, and making sure that they see the factors that improve as well as the factors that reduce or detract. So really understanding a whole person approach to thyroid optimization. And here we go into an explanation of TSH and how thyroid hormone works, why it may not be a better lab by itself. We're not dismissing it in entirety, but what else can we be doing in that space? As I mentioned before, symptoms of hyperthyroidism, we can ask, hey, do you have any of these? But there also are tons of other things that these are associated with, which helps us really have a conversation about metabolic function, metabolic dysfunction overall, and just the value of that assessment. We also then come in and look at the range of nutrition and lifestyle associations that can help give us insights about thyroid dysfunction and seeing that early. And so then what we wanted to do is we want to go in and really help them understand how thyroid should be assessed, and then looking at the additional things that when we have the ability to look at, how important it is. We know how important optimizing iron and B vitamins is as it relates to thyroid function and overall optimization of looking at different nutrient intake and looking at other markers. And we also know, of course, that these are meant to be done in complement with your nutrition assessment. So doing an iodine assessment or doing an iron assessment with your B&P tool at the same time as you're waiting for those labs to come back will give really helpful information because it'll help show you and the patient why you're doing a targeted supplement protocol or where you may want to make adjustments from a food standpoint for them. It may also be that you decide that you want them to do 14 days of a continuous glucose monitor through our program so that you're able to get that data as well, and understand that in greater depth. Or you're also going to look at their digestion and some of the others. So they can see that this is really very comprehensive. This is the way we want to be approaching digestive health. And then what we've done is we will have and we'll be releasing a 30-day thyroid tune-up program. If you're interested in information about this, please just chat us on our website, or you can drop a message here and say yes, and make sure we have your email so that we can share that information for you, because we're going to have some people testing it initially pretty soon, actually. But this also helps your patient see or your prospects see what you will be doing, what you will be working with them on over the course of 30 days. And the benefits, that sometimes we actually can do the 30-day digestive tune-up, thyroid tune-up, and we recommend that to help determine the best investment of their resources as they move down the next steps of optimizing thyroid health. That's important because a comprehensive approach can have a pretty high price tag, and we want to help them budget and recognize that we don't need to do all of these labs initially. And in fact, if we do some of these things, we may get really good information that helps us know that we don't need to do certain labs, or that we need to prioritize another lab specifically on that part. So we share that, and then we share some questions for them to answer. Obviously, a space for you to put your logo. So that you can get from them, very clearly here what it is they're interested in working on and moving forward with. So this is a great tool to generate referrals from, general practitioners. If you're somebody who wants to do more specialized work on thyroid, et cetera, on that part, and be able to use that. So that is that one. And then as I mentioned, I wanted to take you through what we've updated with our Sweeteners guide. Here I've added some additional information about research, what the concerns are and aren't. I added some information about ways to get in things less, really highlighting supplements and looking at that as a space for reduction of added sugars and non-nutritive sweeteners, especially if one is maybe more problematic for you as an individual, and being able to personalize that. There are some changes that are going to be happening in the food space where we're going to be seeing more different names of sugar coming out. Things like especially sort of Latin, Central America, South America names for evaporated sugarcane juice, which is not further refined, which is great. So things like panela and I think it's chancaca or chancaca and pilonchilo. I may not have the best pronunciation, so I apologize ahead of time. But these are going to be really helpful on that part, and we added those in there. And then I did touch on the research and added those research citations for you all of the current research. We added our 40 plus blood sugar factors so that people can see the whole picture. We also added the sweet taste bud test so you can have them do that as something to actually not just talk about sweeteners and whether it's added sugar or non-nutritive sweeteners, but have them actually assess, what could be factoring in for them on that part. And then we ask some questions, and that will help direct them to their collaboration with you on that part and how you want them to move forward. We left some space in case you want to add some recommendations of next steps or how you want to add something, and also, of course, a space for your logo. So really excited about both an updated tool and also a new tool to be able to share with you and continue to help make it easier for you to demonstrate the power of personalizing health recommendations, nutrition, lifestyle, et cetera, and being able to help people understand and continue to take this conversation of basic versus better labs a little bit further, whether you're running or seeking to make those lab recommendations, or maybe you're using a service like Rupa Health, or you're doing it through BNP with us where you're not involved in the lab recommendations or evaluation of the labs, but you want the recommendations coming out of that and to be able to implement that, especially on the coaching side. So Really excited about all that. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to take them. I know it's a snowy Tuesday here, and a lot of you said that you wanted to be able to watch this at a different time for yourself, and totally get that on that part. So I will be sharing it. But if there was anything that popped up, happy to answer. Otherwise, I'll gift everyone about 20 minutes back in their day, and Roger's excited because he'll get to go outside. Okay, well, enjoy the new tools, and do drop a comment here if there's anything that you have questions about. We have a couple of other new tools coming on. We have a very specific Prolon protocol that you can use with your patients or clients who are interested in that, to help them really navigate both the coming into Prolon more successfully and exiting Prolon, and some thoughts about what to be doing in their communication with you or with one of our coaches during the program. And then a lot of requests for a food label reading guide. And so I think we will work on that one as well. So lots of good stuff coming. All right. Take care, everybody.